Hi, welcome to the USU Soccer Show. I'm your host, Hillary Kennedy. It's October, and that means the fall soccer season is in full swing and Youth Soccer Month has wrapped for the year. If you haven't yet, check out youthsoccermonth.org to see what you missed out on and what you can do to join the celebration next year. Youth Soccer Month is all about fun, family, friendship, and fitness, the four most important parts of soccer. One of USU Soccer's partners went all out in celebrating Youth Soccer Month. Merck Consumer Care's Active Family Project teamed up with USU Soccer to encourage active family lifestyles while at the same time making a positive change in the lives of those less fortunate. At the end of September, Merck donated over $15,000 in soccer kits to underserved communities. Former women's national team member Brandi Chastain teamed up with the initiative to get the word out about keeping the whole family active and giving back to the game.
Having an Olympic gold medalist at our field with our club and our players is a fantastic opportunity. She's a fantastic role model for our children.
The Active Family Project is partnering with USU Soccer to encourage more families to participate in the game, and at the same time what they're doing is they're influencing other communities to participate in soccer and to get out there as a family unit and to be healthy and to be active and to enjoy their life.
Well, I think the program is incredible just because it gets kids out there. And I mean, especially not just the physical aspect, but I think the mental, the spiritual aspects of it as well. For my daughter particularly, I think what it really does is also build confidence. It sort of steers her away from some of the other typical sort of social issues that some kids, especially I think young girls go through. So I think it helps her build confidence. But also from the physical aspect, it's great because it gets her out there and active 4 times a week.
I love this initiative, Play for Change. I love change. I think change is exciting. It can be dynamic. It can be a little scary, but I think the good thing about change is that it makes you look forward. And so what we're trying to do with the Active Family Project is to get families to be active, to take care of their own health and wellness, to remind them that playing together makes great, strong family bonds, but it also makes you healthy as an individual. And by participating in this Play for Change, you're also impacting other communities around the country in a positive way. Merck's Consumer Care's Active Family Project is going to donate soccer kits, so goals, soccer balls, cones, everything you need for soccer to happen, they're going to donate it to an underserved community. And all you have to do is go on facebook.com/activefamilyproject and hit like. If you like doing something good for yourself, hit like. If you like doing something good for someone else, hit like. If you love soccer like me, hit like. Make a difference. And really, it's about change in yourself. It's about getting your family to be healthy and to be active, and at the same time helping someone else.
I think the best thing that parents can do is find a way to get their kids outside, doing something, hiking, playing ball, swimming, whatever it is, get them out of the house and outdoors.
My fondest youth soccer memory, I have a lot. I remember one goal in particular I scored with my left foot against the San Jose Rovers. I love that because they were our nemesis, so that was one of my great memories. I think I was 10. But I think mostly all of my memories of when I was a kid is having my parents there. My dad was my coach, my mom on the sideline. We spent 12 years of soccer together every weekend, every week practicing, and those are some of the greatest times I've had in the game. And better than the Olympics, better than the World Cup, spending time with my family, going to tournaments, and even when my dad sent me home from practice, I still loved it. I loved every minute of it.
Healthy lifestyles are super important, not only for youth athletes, but for everybody. The building blocks for a healthy lifestyle begins with nutrition. We were able to get a one-on-one with someone who knows a lot about nutrition, the Sporting Kansas City fitness and conditioning coach, Mateus Manuel, and we wanted to know everything from what youth soccer players should be eating to when and why. So let's check it out.
My name is Mateus Manuel. I'm the fitness coach for Sporting Kansas City. Well, nutrition is, I say, 50%. of an athlete's performance and output. Whether it's field, whether it's life, nutrition is really part of your overall training regimen. Training will get you more fit. Nutrition will make sure you're always fit. Well, the best foods to eat before a game, they should realistically be eaten 4 to 5 hours before a game. You're trying to look for a balance between carbohydrates and protein, getting a little bit of veggies. You always want to stay away from the green lettuce, the cabbage, the kale, because those are foods that are going to take a long time for your body to process. So a little bit of veggies, a little bit of protein, lean protein if you can, some chicken preferably, some turkey, stay away from the red meats, and go for your carbs, some pasta, some rice. It's going to give you the fuel to finish the game. Carbohydrates are the main fuel source for your cells. That's what your body uses to burn, right? It uses it for fuel. So if you're not consuming enough carbohydrates, those are the players you'll see fatigue 45 minutes in, 60 minutes into the game. They're not tired because they're not fit, they're tired because they don't have enough fuel, right? It's as if you wake up in the morning, you're driving, you're doing a 50-mile drive and you only have a gallon of gas in the tank. It's not going to help you. So carbs are your energy. So pasta, rice, some grains, some of the vegetables, some fruits, those are always going to have the carbs you need to be able to sustain a match. Your body is going through fatigue during the game, right? You burn your fuel stores, your muscles get sore, you got mileage accumulated in your legs, so you need to replenish those energy sources as quick as possible. And the optimal window from research is 30 minutes after a match. So that 30-minute window is essential because your cells are starved. They're starving for nutrients. That's when you want to get your nutrients in. You're going to have the higher absorption rates of nutrients in that 30-minute window. If you wait too long, then your body is not going to process that food and absorb it real quick. It's just going to eliminate it as waste. So your better bet is to have it at least 30 minutes right after the game. Well, electrolytes is actually a fancy scientific word for your minerals, your salts, sodium, potassium, calcium. Some of those are examples of electrolytes. And what electrolytes do in your body, they basically act at the muscle level to make sure your muscle is functioning when it contracts and when it relaxes. If you don't have enough of those salts, your muscles basically can't really contract and relax very smooth. I call it a WD-40 of muscles, right? It makes a small, nice, quick, smooth transition from contraction and relaxation. And what happens is, as you fatigue, as you sweat towards 70, 80, 90 minutes of a match, you've lost some of those electrolytes through sweat because your body sweats through salts, right? So what you want to do is make sure you're replenishing that, especially at halftime, or if you have time during the sideline to grab a little bit of Gatorade, a little bit of a sports drink that can replenish those electrolytes. It will eventually prevent you from having cramps, because cramps are essentially a breakdown in your electrolyte balance, and now your muscle can't really relax after it has contracted, so it stays contracted. That's basically a cramp. So you want to make sure you're replenishing your electrolytes. If you don't have access to sports drinks, then there are various fruits, like banana being a perfect example, has a lot of potassium. That's just going to help you with that.
To see more from Mateus, including his thoughts on supplements to the top 5 foods he thinks every youth athlete should be eating, check out usyouthsoccer.org. The MLS is full of good people and good stories. In fact, they got superfan and star of the hit TV show 30 Rock, Judah Friedlander, to share some of those awesome stories with our viewers. Let's sit back, grab a hot tea, and enjoy MLS Storytime Theater.
Welcome to MLS Storytime Theater. I'm the world champion, Judah Friedlander. Today's story is called Cheatin' Bob and the Great Switcheroo. Soccer, it is said, provides many life lessons. There's no substitute for hard work and dedication. Discipline and teamwork make winners. If you can exploit a weird loophole in the rules and profit from it, good for you. Back in July of 2003, on a steamy hot day at RFK Stadium, the Metro Stars and DC United were tied after 90 minutes. In those days, they played overtime in MLS. Ties were un-American. Now, Both teams had already used up their maximum of 3 field player substitutions, but the Metros coach, Bob Bradley, was desperate to get a fresh pair of legs onto the pitch. So Bob reached into his bag of tricks and remembered a now defunct MLS loophole, which was basically that even after using up all 3 of your field player substitutions, you could still substitute the goalie. So Bradley, before overtime started, designated midfielder Mark Lisi as a goalie and substituted him with Eddie Gavin as the new goalkeeper, even though Gavin was just a midfielder, and he reassigned Tim Howard as the midfielder, who's actually the goalie. You confused? So was everyone.
So they've made a temporary goalkeeper substitution. I hate this rule. Yeah. By the way, I think this is just cheating. Yeah. It's just cheating. But it's in there, and that's what it is.
So Tim Howard put on a field player's jersey over his goalkeeper jersey and played midfield for about 10 seconds. And in goal was scared 16-year-old non-goalie, youngest player in MLS history at the time, Freddie Adu before he was Freddie Adu, Eddie Gavin. So the ball goes out of bounds. Then Gavin and Howard take off their top shirts, still have their other shirts on. Howard goes back into goal. Gavin goes to midfield. The great switcheroo has occurred. With Howard back in goal and Eddie Gavin with energy to burn, even Coach Bradley could not have dreamt what would happen next.
Far post, Petke. Ivanov, what a save by Howard! Good gracious! And here's a break for the Metro Stars. Eddie Gavin, the teenager, onside. Slides it, he scores! Eddie Gavin, an improbable goal and win for the Metro Stars!
The great switcheroo earned Bradley the nickname Cheatin' Bob, at least among the very upset DC United supporters. But technically, it was legal. And for me, it earns him 2 thumbs up for brains and 3 cojones for courage. I'm the world champion, Judah Friedlander. Join me again next time for MLS Storytime Theater.
Awesome. You know, I know someone else who could share some old stories, former national team player Eric Winalda. Let's check in with him and soccer analyst Rob Stone as they answer your questions from our Facebook page this month. Take it away, boys.
Hey kids, Rob Stone here with former U.S. men's national team star forward Eric Winalda, coming your way from the Fox Soccer studio, and we're ready to answer more of your questions about the game we all love.
And you go first. Jennifer from Alabama wants to know, what was your favorite memory when you played youth soccer?
See, I want to talk high school-ish, but
okay,
that's...
you can still go
no,
there.
no. Let's go youth.
Okay.
Do you know the nickname of my team growing up?
No.
We were the Simsbury Red Devils. I honestly had no clue what the Red Devils were, but our adversary in town, the Green Demons.
See, that's the stuff
Red
you remember.
Devils,
That's perfect.
Green Demons scoring the game-winning goal versus your arch enemy, the Green Demons, going back to school on Monday to flaunt it.
Did you go get pizza after?
Went to Shakey's, man.
There
Pizza
you
and
go.
chicken
That's what
and
you
the
do.
taters and stuff. Chris from Maryland asks, which current foreign league coach would you have chosen to be your youth coach? That's the big word there, youth coach.
All right, so here's how I'm going to handle this. Mancini. You know why? Because Mancini has a lot of experience with being the kindergarten cop over there with Balotelli. And also, you don't understand him. So I'm a kid with ADD, so I would have to really pay attention to every word that came out of his mouth. So if I was going to learn anything, I'd have to lock in. So I think for those 2 reasons, he would be a
You have
good
problems
choice.
paying attention?
A little bit. Oh. That's okay. ADD is not a bad thing.
I never said it was. Until next time, get all the latest soccer news at foxsoccer.com or find us on Twitter at FoxSoccer and on Facebook.
And, of course, tune into the next episode of U.S. Youth Soccer Show on Fox Soccer, and we're going to answer more of your questions.
Thanks, guys. If you have any questions you want to ask the guys, post them to our Facebook page or send us an email to the show at usyouthsoccer.org. And speaking of social media, we're always giving away free stuff, posting action shots, and more. So make sure you like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram for great photos, and on Twitter for the latest news and more. Okay, it's time now for a break. When we return, we'll catch up with a top soccer program in Washington, hear about a soccer community that was selected to receive $10,000 from the makers of Zyrtec, and maybe learn a little bit more about yours truly. All this and more when we return to the U.S. Youth Soccer Show. Hi, and welcome back to the U.S. Youth Soccer Show. Remember when we told you about the team behind the team sweepstakes? Well, after reading all of the stories you submitted through the Zyrtec Facebook page about how you support your local home teams, a U.S. Youth Soccer club was selected to receive a $10,000 donation from the makers of Zyrtec.
As an official sponsor of the FIFA World Cup Brazil, the makers of Zyrtec really wanted to bring this partnership on a local, close-to-home basis. Therefore, we started the Team Behind the Team sweepstakes to recognize all of the local individuals within this North Bergen community that really make this soccer club happen. So it's the parents, the coaches, the volunteers, everyone that helps bring this program to life on a daily basis.
This donation from Zyrtec is very important to us. The community is very diverse. We have a lot of nationalities in our town. We have so many different cultures in it, and everybody supports each other. But the township can only do so much. Like, we actually provide the facilities, we provide all the transportation. So this donation is actually going to help us with them being able to enter more tournaments and play more soccer. And soccer is very important.
Without the volunteers, you could never pay your coaching staff to do what these people do. They put endless time in. So it really is a community event, and the town supports it by having fields available and by having buses available and by supporting in every way we can.
The township, it's always behind a soccer program, and this is a way to say thank you to them and also to say thank you to Zyrtec, US Youth Soccer, for the opportunity for winning the team behind the team. And basically, this is the way to say thank you to all the parents and grandparents, coaches, so they could get the recognition that they deserve for all the hard time they put into our program.
Well, it's important for us to help the volunteers, because the volunteers are doing it for free. They come here every night and they coach these kids, and they do a great job. They really do. And the parents, we have to support the parents. It's important for us to support the parents, because the parents are the ones that they take their kids to school, they bring them to our practices, they bring them to the games, and they're out there cheering for them all the time. And it's just great to watch the parents gleam whenever they see their child score a goal.
You know, from playing soccer, the children learn how to compete, not only to win, but also how to cooperate with one another in a team setting. And being on a team is another skill entirely. And they learn how to work with one another, and this is a very important life lesson.
I'm happy to be receiving this check from Zyrtec because the girls experience something new and they get new things, like things that I have never gotten before. I get to see my girls experience this and have these new uniforms, and that makes me happy.
We do have a lot of expenses, and times where the incomes are declining, where the town revenues are declining. The $10,000 will mean a great deal. We can use that to expand our league, to do more traveling, and also, we have the end of the year party and the awards, so this money will come in handy.
Congratulations, North Bergen. Well, it's time now to head out to the Skills Training Center, where former EPL player Warren Barton is standing by with another training tip.
When we're speaking about heading, we said about timing, which is obviously vital, and actually the contact of actually heading the ball. But more importantly, with it being a contact, it's being focused, being driven into the area that you're concentrating on the ball. It may be coming a short distance, but most time in heading, it's coming a long distance where you have to focus. Again, if you're attacking it from a set piece, you have to be defensive minded, to be focused on the ball. People are trying to put you out the way, so focus, concentration, have that body shape, as I said, with the heading. It comes from the core, not just the neck muscles, but the core. Be focused, look for the sweet spot and head at the ball correctly. Bottom line, be focused, get good contact, and as I said, either score a goal or defend your goal.
Recently, we've had a few requests from our viewers that want to know a little bit more about me. So I sat down with one of our producers for a little Q&A so you guys can get the 411 on what I'm really all about.
Hottest celebrity news is coming up
right after the break. Okay, show off. Welcome back to The Bite. What's up, everybody? I'm Hillary Kennedy, and welcome to Rock Climbing 101. I was always interested in being on television, and I thought, well, maybe I should be an actor. But the Dallas Stars hockey team was looking for an entertainment host, and I decided to try that because I needed a job. And I had so much fun doing it because I got to be me instead of playing a character, and I thought, man, if someone's going to pay me to be me, this is the job I want. So I kind of got the ball rolling, and I worked on a couple of different TV shows after that, and then was lucky enough to end up here on the USU Soccer Show. I wish I could say that I went to the national championships in soccer, but I did play soccer in elementary school and I loved it. It was a lot of fun, and it actually encouraged me to try a lot of other team sports. So I played tennis and I tried volleyball, and it kind of opened my eyes to just the world of team sports in general. But being able to host the show now has been a lot of fun because I still get to be involved with soccer in some way. I think one of the best things about youth soccer is it teaches kids skills that they can use for the rest of their lives. It teaches you teamwork, and it teaches you to share. It teaches you humility when you're in a moment of defeat, and it teaches you how to handle your victories really well too. My biggest inspiration is probably gonna have to be my mother. My mom is an incredible lady. I won't say her age, but she has done some incredible things. She has, climbed a bunch of mountains in Colorado. She's an expert fly fisher. She plays the accordion. She knows how to make balloon animals. She drives a Corvette. She's just kind of a hip, cool mom, and she's always constantly learning and trying something new, and that's how I want to live my life. I always want to be better and just, have fun doing what I do, and she does that. She has just an enthusiasm for life that I want to share with my kids one day. So there you go, more than you ever really wanted to know. Well, I love working with US Youth Soccer and seeing all the joy that the game brings to over 3 million athletes around the country. Soccer is truly the game that kids of all ages and abilities can enjoy. And we heard about a top soccer program in Snohomish, Washington, who's been making waves in their community for over 20 years.
There was this young gentleman in the older group who has pretty severe autism, and when I first met him, he came and he was holding 2 stuffed animals, and he would play kind of, but he was kind of, just off in his own world. But at the end of the season, when they were playing against the varsity girls from the high school, he was off taking a water break, and he saw that the girls were about to get on his team's goal, and he turned around and he yells, "Wait for me, guys, I'm coming!" And nobody had ever heard him raise his voice that high, ever. And that's when I just totally said, okay, that does it. I've got to be in on this.
I think that Top Soccer has many benefits for our players. I think initially the number one is to learn some skills in the game of soccer. Along with that, it encourages motor skills, gross motor skills, balance, a comfortableness with their bodies that some of our players don't have, and eagerness to learn new things. We see social benefits from learning how to be a teammate, how to follow rules, and how to react to other people, and sometimes how to react to unexpected situations, which is pretty tough for a lot of our kids. We also see that our families benefit from meeting other families and extending the social opportunities for their players and kids, and also the families too.
Top Soccer is important because it really lifts up the kids' spirits and stuff, and a lot of people can have a lot of fun doing it too. So.
Well, my favorite part of watching Top Soccer is watching the kids that are, like my son, an operable autistic, the kids that are closed, all of a sudden just open up, and when you pass them the ball and you praise them, it's just to see their eyes just light up, and then you just start to see them just open up more, and then they're just playing, and all of a sudden next thing you got a soccer player.
I think the number one thing that our volunteers learn is that kids are kids and people are people, and they have the same desire to enjoy sports, to have fun, to be part of a team. And our volunteers learn to know our kids as kids first, and they don't see the disabilities or challenges as being primary to these kids. They become their friends.
Physically, socially, and mentally, Top Soccer has really helped my kids. Both of them have autism spectrum disorder, so socially they have a hard time. Here they're with kids who are very similar to them, and so they can relate, talk to them, have fun with them. So it's helped there, and with the self-confidence and their self-esteem.
We're getting sweaty.
The more people that are giving and helping each other along, the easier it is for everybody. That's with soccer, that's with the community, that's just with everything, I believe.
Well, that's our show for this month. Keep the ideas rolling, and thanks again for watching. If you have a story you want to see on the show, send us an email at theshow@usyouthsoccer.org. To watch this and previous shows, be sure to check out our YouTube page at youtube.com/US Youth Soccer. I'm Hillary Kennedy, and until next time, get out and get in the game.